to remember. But when everything is coming back to me, I feel as if my memory is paralyzed.
Now let's see. What is the last thing you can remember?
I don't know.
Yo, change that beat up.
Here we go.
Here, we've made it. We were a little late, but we're in full chaos mode, y'all. Because it was back to school night. Oh, Lord, save me from back to school night. It was actually mostly fine, but it was just, I had to leave work early, come home, get the supplies, get the little one, pack up the car, go to the thing, and then my husband had to take the older one to his thing, and then they got home before I came to stream, and I was just like, well, that's a thing. And then I'm in full chaos mode at work because I'm trying to do everything I need to do, but also start rolling in stuff for the event that I do on Labor Day weekend. And so it's just going to be like the next 3 weeks are just, I think, going to be a blur until I'm on my break. So that's fine. But yeah, I was just like, I got to eat some dinner. I got to, talk to my husband about what was going on for my oldest back to school night so that I'm aware of like what things still need to be addressed. And then, of course my kid needed to talk, and like, it's always chaos. And so I'm glad we survived the back to school stuff. The elementary school that my little one goes to was much more organized, which is very nice, but it's more time consuming because they have an icy food truck there, and then they have a bounce house, and, he wants to go say hi to, his past teachers and other people. Anyway, I made it. I survived. I gained some experience points, and I don't think I leveled up, but maybe we're close. All right. So before we get into Dreamlight Valley, I'm going to go ahead and do the quote of the night. And the quote of the night, having to do with all the chaos: the best way out is always through. And that's from Robert Frost. And it's because we are in the thick of it. This is like the beginning of my rapid descent through the rest of the year because, of course, school starts. I do this big event at work. Birthdays, anniversaries, more birthdays, holidays, more birthdays, holidays, until the end of the year. This point in August is just like the beginning of just how did time go by so fast, because there's so much happening, so much going on. And although I am doing more content related stuff, I have had at least 8 months of trying to learn how to do things, continue to do the things, improve on how I'm doing the things, incorporate doing the things into regular life timeline existence type things, so that by the time I get to chaos mode and everything else, I feel like that's just like, oh yeah, I got to get that done too. And it's like, it's almost like washing a load of laundry. It's not quite that automated now, but it is one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, I got to get this thing filmed and this thing audio and this thing clipped together or whatever. And it's just kind of part of a regular cycle now, as opposed to feeling like, why are you doing this to yourself? This feels like torture. Because if I still felt that way at this point in the year, it would be really, really bad. So glad that's not full chaos at the minute. But everything else is kind of starting to, like, it's like being at a starting line, and like, the horn just went. We have to start the race. So it's fine. We'll survive it. The best way out is through. And so we're going through it. But tonight we get to relax because they actually did delay releasing the Star Path. Now, I don't think they delayed it, but they didn't do it the next week, which honestly, I'm glad for. I'm really grateful for just a little bit of time to do some gardening, make some money, maybe grab some snippets, maybe do some puzzles if I have enough snippets to do the rest of the puzzles and the veil. But just relatively chill tonight. I might put together a new outfit since a new Star Path is starting. Maybe we'll do something.
Ursula took matters into her
Maybe,
own
well,
tentacles.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go inside because I don't want people talking at me. Thank you, Ursula. Oh yeah, I have a monkey with me because that's who I was trying to level this morning. So let's go ahead and just sit. and look all cute and pretty. And we will go through, first of all, let's start with simple stuff. There's some stuff in the shop that was really cute this week. Stuff I already owned. Stuff I was dickering about. Like, this is relatively inexpensive, and I kind of like this little backpack. I wonder if I'm drawn to it right now because I'm in the middle of playing Grounded 2 with my husband, and that's entirely possible. I already had the wall set. Goofy I already have. Building, super cute. Would love to have it. A little bit out of my budget at the minute. Pets are always out of the budget for me at the minute. I mean, you know, maybe I'll buy some moonstones at some point. You know, birthday and holiday season's just around the corner. Maybe I'll get to treat myself with that. But until that time, we'll just have to be patient. Same thing with tools. Tools are always tools, buildings, and pets are always like, those are cute. I mean, right now I have 5,000 moonstones, but I don't want to spend the majority of what moonstones I do have on those three like item types, unless it's like, there have been a couple houses that I was like, yep, getting that. But I would love to have another, like, at least one more tool set. I'm still kind of bummed that we don't have the snippet catchers in them. Like, where's the snippet catcher? There should be one, right? We have the hourglass, so if we're gonna do DLC tool, you know, DLC tools in the tool sets, should be all the DLCs. I bought this week, the villain stained glass. It was $1,200, but I like the windows. I wanted a little bit more options. I'm also thinking about eventually I'm gonna redo some rooms, and like this tentacle window, I wouldn't mind putting in. I think there was like a Ursula themed bedroom, a guest bedroom I did in my house that I think this would look really cute in. So we'll see. The window in there is fine. Now, I was tempted by this for $1,200, and I was tempted by this for $1,000. I'm still not sure. I think the one I was most tempted by is this one. And actually, it's really interesting because during the day, I don't know why it showed it like that. Maybe it's because it's late in the game. But during the day, he's not there. Chernobog's not up there. But at night, he's up there. So I really like that. You know, the fact that it changes depending on the time of day. But he's $1,750, so I don't know. And then the haunted gazebo, all of this stuff is making me think about fall and Halloween. So since it's my favorite, I'm tempted by it, but I'm holding out right now. I bought the windows, and that was that. And then the event, let's see, I've got my dream snap for the week already done, so tomorrow's video is ready to go. And then this voting for Guardian Sanctuary, so I did this. And I realized that I did 2 squirrels in a row, like the one I did for the week before this. We'll get to that in a second. And this one, I did a squirrel. Now, I did a slightly different pose. I did it with her kissing his head. But part of the reason I picked this pose was or this animal was because I wanted her to squat. That's the whole reason I picked her like this. I did have Mushu as my companion, but he was wandering around, and I got this like snap right here, and I was like, I'm just gonna go with it. It's supposed to be about him and the guardian, like a guardian sanctuary, but that's fine. I do have the little statue in the back, but I'm sure there are gonna be people going, you didn't have Mushu. Oh well, tough. But yeah, this was fun to put together. I did it in the bind. And actually, when I was doing the scrolling through all of the objects that were for the Dream Snap, I was like, oh, look at all this book stuff. I'm going to go make a book sanctuary. Anyway. All right. So that was my snap this week. And then the one before that was the treasure hunt extravaganza. Oh, no, I didn't do 2 squirrels in a row. The Serene Village Vibes was the other squirrel one. So I guess there was a break in between. I totally forgot. Too much is happening. So I actually got an opportunity where I was clearing this beach, and like there was night thorns and other crap that had just sprung up. So I was clearing it, and one of them popped out a treasure chest. And so I was like, oh, I could use the monkey to, you know, kind of capitalize on this opportunity. But you know what I saw? Was it this week or maybe, I can't remember if it was here. Let me go take a look. And yes, it's an outfit challenge and you can't see like her front, but I thought you could still see enough of the back. I think she got 1,200 actually. So that's actually not terrible, you know, all things considered. I'm not like shooting for any specific number when I do this. So anything that's above, honestly, anything that's above 300, I'm fine with. I mean, 300 is still fine too. But if I get over 1,000, I'm like, cool. Maybe I can buy a couple of things in the shop this week or hoard my moonstones. But was it here that I saw that? Oh yeah, I totally did not think about the fact that you can hide your companion, your critters. And I'm wondering if that's how this person got this pose. Like, is this an animal pose minus the animal? Because that's what it looks like to me. I feel like this pose goes with the monkey. But I can't remember for sure. But I'm wondering if that's how they got this. And then there's this, which makes the time where I use the capybara and hid it behind a cupcake seem less awesome. Because I could have just hidden the capybara, but whatever. And then, you know, everyone seemed to use the monkey. Did they all use the monkey? Well, she has hers invisible, I think. No, her snake is there. So what is this pose then? I don't know what that pose is. I feel like I've seen it, but I thought I saw it with an animal. But there is a snake here. Anyway. I'm going to have to experiment with that, though, and see if I can do a pose with a critter, but not seeing the critter. I'll have to see. But yeah, this one is the monkey, and then this one is the monkey. And I was like, oh, cool. I wasn't too far off of what other people were thinking, because sometimes I feel like I go left, and either I do well when I go left, or people are like, I don't know what the hell to do about that. I don't agree with that picture at all. Anyway, but yeah. I mean, it was a simple little shot. It didn't take me that long. Some outfit challenges don't really take that long, generally speaking, unless you do a lot of decorating. But this actually, I was going to do something, and then this just happened. So I took advantage of it just happening. All right, that's the shop, and that's the current dream. Oh, that's rundown of Dream Snaps. Now, I don't think I have seen everything that is coming in the Star Path that's coming up, but it's a retro-themed Star Path. So there's going to be some retro fashion and some retro objects. Looks very, very cute. But some of the announcements that I saw come up, I saw a thing today. Let's see if I can get like a text version. Let's see. Dreamlight. Nope. Dreamlight Valley. Updates. August 2025. Let me see if I can. Yes, the Emotional Rescue update. Let's see. Inside Out Realm. Joy and Sadness. The Retro Road Trip. Memory Mania. Let's see. The popular Memory Mania event will return for a limited time, offering rewards like an animal companion. I feel like I did that last year. And then quality of life improvements. So the diagonal fences to go with the diagonal pathing. And then let me see if it will. There was like more stuff to do with Dream Snaps, being able to use motifs in there. And then I think they said they were like picture mode, but that they were going to be Dream Snaps compatible, which I thought was really interesting, considering if you use like motifs to design clothing and objects and stuff, usually you can't use that with Dream Snaps. But it seems like they're going to be used more like a sticker or an element that could be like in your image. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm really interested to see what that is. Let's see. Nope, that's not it. Gosh, there was something else I was really excited about. I think they're doing some more of the floating islands for the DLC. Oh, the one I was super hyped about. I was like, I know there was something that I was like, oh, stalls. Like the gem stall and the Tiana food stall are going to be things that can go in the DLC worlds. I'm super excited about that. So, obviously we have to wait until next week for that stuff. But I am super stoked. Always excited for new content. Always excited for quality of life updates. And just excited about... I'm just so excited about the stalls, y'all. I can't even tell you. Anyway, so let's see. What are we going to do tonight? I think I will start with... I did play this morning, so I've already been to the shops. I've already been to, like, the stalls. Oh, my God. The gem stalls and others. Like, I'm hoping for a Kristoff stall and a gem stall. Like, a bee stall. Anything that allows me... The Moana stall. I don't know if all of those are going to be there or if they're going to roll those out over time or if they're only going to give us certain ones. I did see an Aladdin stall, and I did see it with the gems from the Veil. And I did see a Tiana stall. So I know those two. But I was listening to it while I was at work, and of course I was working while I was at work, so I only got to glance a couple times. I was like, what? So I haven't gotten a chance to, like, dig in. But just hearing those things, I was like, I gotta talk about that tonight. So, anyway, I've been to the stalls. I have been to the shops. Let me just double check and make sure that I'm not misremembering what day I'm on, because seriously, this week is kind of, well, no, last week was kind of the beginning of, okay, it's go time.
You're a very wise leader.
Oh, thank you, Jasmine. Let's hang out, Wally. And we're gonna have to water the plants. So, I made like 4 million coins. Oh, uncrafting and, like, I think making the chests bigger. They're reducing the Dreamlight cost for, like, the upgrades. But I think they're changing, and I don't know if it's completely getting rid of the Dreamlight cost for uncrafting or reducing it and making it a coin cost instead, or if it's just taking away the Dreamlight from uncrafting and making it a coin cost instead, which good. Particularly the upgrade, I didn't feel like the uncrafting station was super expensive as far as Dreamlight goes, but the upgrades, I was like, I don't think that's worth it. I think I upgraded like a couple of chests, and I was like, even though it saves me from having the Darkwood, like, especially when they allowed us to uncraft, and then when they gave us the Aladdin chest and the Sleeping Beauty chest, I was like, I'm never upgrading regular chests. It's a lot of Dreamlight, and if I can get my chests another way, that's what I'm gonna do. So, I'm glad they're addressing that expense, I guess, because yeah, it was pretty high for what you get. So I probably should work on getting, you know, Dreamlight, storybook points, and Mist. I probably should do some of that, although Mist right now is not super urgent. I was using it to plant gardens and stuff, but I didn't need to do that when I was trying to level Aurora and Maleficent, and I'm getting ready to have to level 2 more characters, so planting the garden, I'll need to do that with the character, because it is one of the best ways to help level your characters regardless of what their task is. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I'm forgetting now. But of course, like I said, I had to kind of listen to it while I was working. And I don't think I fully absorbed everything yet. So, just excited. Excited about some stuff. Still working on leveling companions. I have not had a ton of time to play stuff. So it's been like, okay, what can I focus on today? And sometimes it's I get to run around the shop and run around the shops and pick pumpkins. Sometimes it's I get to run around the shops, do snippet catching, you know, different things like that. So I've had to maximize the time I can depending on what I need. I bought a ton of stuff from the shop, so of course I spent a bunch of coins. Yeah, I'm down to just over 1 million again. But decorating always makes me need to buy copies of things, and then I realized over the last, I don't know, 2 or 3 decorating videos that I have been depleting how much stuff I have purchased, so I had to go back and restock some stuff. There are some windows I use regularly, there are some lights that I use regularly, carpets I use regularly, things that I just wasn't realizing quite how much I was using up until I had 0, or until I wanted to use them in a space and didn't have enough, you know? So it gets expensive when you're having to stock up on decorating things. And that's not even counting the stuff that you craft, you know? 'Cause that's a whole nother can of worms. Nope, please don't. Oh yeah, I just bought more pumpkins. Because I actually ran myself out of pumpkin seeds. Although I might go ahead and plant some celery. And then harvest that and sell it. I'm almost out of celery seeds too. Because some mornings it was like, oh, I could do a round of celery. And then plant pumpkin after. Before I go to work. So just to try and maximize that money in the morning. Just a little bit, you know. Get a little extra. Alright. Oh yeah, I picked Wally's garden this morning too. I've been trying to do that. Not that it helps with any kind of leveling, because it does not. But a little extra coin, you know.
Come on, follow the leader.
Oh, yes. I love it. I'm so ready for this sale, you guys. Like this event. It's a 4-day event. I'll be working on it for the week before and the week after are going to be almost entirely consumed with setting it up and breaking it down. And that starts... Well, and I have to start... I actually already had to start... The first thing was trying to get started on all the external marketing stuff, so I reached out to other libraries and other places that we either already have a connection to or have like a related audience. So I work in an art library, so lots of art books. So we get lots of, you know, teachers and students that are in the arts, but also, you know, we get just people that are interested in art in general, or people that are interested in researching about different artists or time periods or whatever. So we have a wide variety of people that come. So I like to go to not only libraries and like the schools around town, like the colleges and stuff, but I also go to like the art supply shops and coffee houses and just places that people who like books tend to frequent, I guess. And so I, you know, start sending out emails, and then I haven't actually started distributing my flyers yet, but I'm gonna hopefully start doing that tomorrow, and I'll probably take some of my own time out on Saturday and drive to a couple of places. And then next week I will go to more places, and I will probably try and do that on the days where we're close to the public so that I don't have to worry about getting my shift covered. Anyway, I've just got all that to do, and then today I started measuring, because I take a kind of a snapshot of how much space the storage and the sale materials are occupying. I just want to know how much linear footage that is, and then I will keep a count of the books that I take to the sale and how many, you know, get sold. I get the official numbers from our partner who runs the POS, the point of sale. But I like to have a count just because I like to kind of have an idea of how things are going throughout the sale. But, you know, I'll start setting up as early as Tuesday, and then everything will be brought back down to the library closed stacks area the next Tuesday, and then I have to put everything away. So, yeah, it's crunch time, really. I mean, it's paced crunch time because, you know. Okay. Is that enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Yes. All right, cool. Woman. I'm just going to take all of it. I should just plant that random carrot. All right. Plant some celery. I'm thinking about scouring. As much as I know the star path is coming and that we're going to have duties like clear night thorns and stuff, I'm really tempted to go ahead and do like a full scour of as many places as I can possibly get. Partially, I want to do the valley because I still have freaking marshmallows around. Like, it's ridiculous. I did get that pirate thing done, though. The one where you got, like, what did we get? We got an object and we got a frame for Dream Snaps. Well, pictures. Oh, they're going to have, like, a little photo album. Now, the photo album is not going to be big. I think they said 6 images that you could save. But one of the things I thought was really interesting was that you could actually submit directly from your saved images. So if you wanted to take like 6 different shots for your dream snaps and then see them all next to each other, or like in a series maybe, then that might be a really nice thing for people to get to do if they are dickering about their dream snaps. So I thought that was a nice little feature. I don't think I'll use it, mostly because I have just such big time constraints. Yesterday I had to go to an appointment, and then I went and did school supply shopping, and so by the time I got home I had to quick and eat dinner so that I could quick and come film my dream snap. And actually it was an outfit challenge, which I was super grateful for, but that meant I had enough time to edit it and get it uploaded so that I didn't have to stress about that at all today, which was great considering it was back to school day and all that. But I just didn't have any time. So I don't think I would, you know, especially on days like that, I would be like, I just don't have time to potentially take up to 6 different pictures and compare them. Although now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder if, like, the one that I was talking about for the Guardian, where I didn't have Mushu in the shot, if I could have waited a little bit longer and seen if I could have gotten it, but still taken the picture I ended up submitting. And that way, if he never wandered into the frame, you know, maybe I could have... It would have given me a chance to capitalize on the moment that I did use, but also still kind of hold out a little bit longer and see if I could get a better shot. So, I don't know. Maybe I will use it. I probably won't use it extensively or every single time, but it'll be interesting to at least have the option. And I like the fact that, you know, other people might really appreciate that. So, that's cool. I hope they fix the garden thing, though. Where it doesn't water everything. That's really annoying. So maybe I'll start up here in the plaza and go down to the meadow. I might be able to get both of those done while I'm waiting for the celery to grow, and then I can pick it, replant it. I probably won't have enough seeds to do both. But that's okay. I kind of want to use up the seeds that I have already. Not that I want to spend all night doing doing gardening. I really don't. But tonight is more about what can we get done with a chunk of time, you know? There was part of me that's like, you know, you could play Denkum. Since we're not doing anything major. But, you know, first of all, I wanted to talk about the Dreamlight Valley stuff that I had heard. And also, I always have stuff to do in this game. There's always something to do. It may not be the most exciting things, but it is still stuff to do. And since I'm still not experiencing burnout with this game, knock on all the wood. I don't even know if I have any more wood to knock on in here, but you know, knock on all of it. I will keep going because it's nice. Like, there are games, I just saw an announcement for the Coral Island. I don't know if the update is out already or if it's coming soon, but it's some stuff, like some features that people have been waiting for. And it made me go, man, I really wouldn't mind getting back into Coral Island. And then there's another part of me that, like, instinctually wants to go, maybe I should start it over, because I feel like several updates have come out since I played it last. And maybe it'd be nice to start over, and then there's another part of me that's like, you always do that with games like that. The most notorious one for me, and probably one of the most popular in that style of game, is Stardew. I've started Stardew at least 5 or 6 times. And I've never made it all the way through, like, all of the I mean, there's so much content to that game now. But, like, even back then, it was like, just never made it super far through that game, because I always play, do so much stuff that I burn myself out, and then stop playing it, and then by the time I pick it up again, I'm like, oh, I should start this over. Graveyard Keeper's another one. And I would say, as much as I enjoyed playing Stardew, Graveyard Keeper's definitely more up my alley as far as, like, I mean, it's like zombies and burying dead bodies. Like, that is totally up my alley because I'm a horror fan. But I've started and stopped that one at least 2 or 3 times. Oh, do I have anything to feed you? I really don't. I'm sorry, buddy. I don't think I need to feed you. I don't even think I still have a squirrel feeding duty of any variety.
If you smell something, could I talk to you?
I bet it was you, Pumbaa. If I smell something, I bet it was you. I don't want to talk to you, Remy. Although, I haven't done a Remy quest in a while. I haven't done Remy or the boutique in a while because, well, I had been doing them, so I'm not super fussed about the amount of wrought iron or boutique points that I have. But I just haven't had the time. Probably going to need to make some more berry salads tonight, because I'm sure I'm going to burn through the ones I have now. I have, what, 29, 28 that I just saw? I'm going to need some more. Oh, that's what I was thinking about, if I wanted to change her outfit. So I'm probably going to do a new outfit and a new thumbnail for the new Star Path, because I kind of like, it feels right to me to kind of, not necessarily tie myself in thematically to the Star Path, but just to kind of be like, oh, there's a new bit of content coming out. But it's going to be fall. Not yet, but soon. So something, maybe not like full on jacket and, you know, long pants and stuff yet, but maybe kind of like, I could see pants and a t-shirt or pants and a halter or something like that. And then I was thinking about the retro theme of the Star Path. So that might be an inspiration, like, prompt kind of thing. Or I may not. And then I was also thinking about maybe I should go for, like, bright colors, kind of like Inside Out. Inside Out is very brightly colored, you know? So just some things. I might mess around with it before we're done tonight. Definitely gonna try and put something together before next week's stream, just because it'd be nice. It'd be nice for a new thumbnail. It'd be nice for a new look during a new bit of content. So we'll see. We'll see if I remember. Yeah, I was super glad that this week's Dream Snap was simple. Or could be simple, since the focus was the outfit challenge. Oh, that's something else I decided to do. I'd been thinking about doing it for a while, and finally I was just like, screw it, go fix it. So, if you don't know, and you don't pay attention to anything but my live streams, I do a few different series, and one of my series is a Dream Snap. It's not voiced over, it's sped up. So it's just my process. I put a bit of music over it. And then I show a still shot of my submitted Dream Snap. But I go back after I get my reward for that and add how much time I took, what my score was, my rank was, what my Moonstone reward was, and the quantity of the required tags, the required and the optional tags. And then I decided that I wanted to add in what kind of challenge it was, because there is a big difference to how much time I may or may not spend. Some of it's because I have family things going on and I really don't have the time. But part of it's to let people know, like, my Dream Snaps aren't like super awesome or anything, but there are lots of people that are really either not into Dream Snaps or don't have a lot of confidence about Dream Snaps, partially because there's people that get really into it, super competitive. But it's like sometimes I put something together that only takes me 30 minutes and I still end up with 1,200 moonstones. Or, you know, sometimes I take an hour and a half and I only end up with 600. Now, for people who are serious about Dream Snaps, they'll spend hours on that stuff. But sometimes we just don't have the time, or we don't have the confidence, you know, and knowing that you can throw something relatively, I don't know, not all of mine are super, super simple, but like, it really doesn't take hours and hours and hours to potentially put something together that looks a little bit more complicated than this, which is what some people do. And that's perfectly fine. You may not be into Dream Snaps and all you want is your 300 moonstones, and go ahead, snap your picture and click submit. But if you do want to do something a little bit more involved or a little bit more put together, I include that information to encourage people, like, you can do this kind of stuff with not as much time. It doesn't have to be your whole afternoon, you know, or whatever it is, that some people are willing to put into theirs. And you may or may not get a lot of moonstones out of taking a little bit more, or, you know, putting a little bit more effort in, but you might find you have a little bit more fun with it, rather than slapping a whole bunch of crap down behind your character and then just snapping a quick pic. And so that's part of the reason I include all of that information, but I also wanted to include the fact that if it was a decor challenge versus an outfit challenge, because typically my outfit challenges, especially the ones that I don't end up having time to do a full decorated background, those take me like 30 minutes because you're just putting an outfit together. And then I usually try and find a place that fits the theme. Like that treasure hunt one. Let me see if. Now, granted, I didn't go into a realm for it. Was it this one? No, it was this one. I didn't go into a realm, which was something I actually had considered doing, or like one of the, like a place you can just travel to. This worked out, but this meant that I did almost no decorating for this. I got lucky with a chest popping out and was like, it's a treasure hunt. There's a chest, you know? So, I got lucky and I took advantage of it. And I didn't get, you know, I wasn't in the top 3, but I never expect to be that high. You know what I mean? Like, I'm realistic enough to know, like, there are people that are spending hours and hours and hours, and they're probably always going to be near the top or getting that 4K or whatever, and, you know, that's how they want to play, then that's how they want to play, and good for them. All right, I need to grab my celery, otherwise it... Diminishing returns. You need to make sure you're flipping the garden quick if you're using something that's cheaper and doesn't sell for as much. Because it's really about the turnover of the garden then. Alright, let's grab this celery. Nice. What I might do is I might just go ahead and plant pumpkins. And then when I finish doing my full run of scouring, or however much, I'll probably end up with a lot of random seeds, and then I'll probably plant the rest of my celery, plant all of my random seeds, and then fill out everything else with pumpkins. And then depending on how my time is looking, I might go ahead and buy more celery to go with my pumpkins, because like I said, sometimes in the morning I do have enough time to pick all of the things that are planted and then replant and then pick again, and if that's the case, I will do that with celery, and then I will plant the pumpkins for when I turn off the game and leave. Because usually, except for days like today when I stream at night or whenever, I typically don't. I only get to play this for maybe an hour or so in the morning. So I just gotta make the best use of the time that I have, right? Especially if I'm gonna be spending a butt ton of money. And update time means there's gonna be stuff to buy next week, you know? So I need to make some money. Oh goodness. Alright, we're making decent enough time. I've already scoured 2 full biomes, so that's nice. I probably should make effort to go drop off the flowers that I have picked, which means the next 2 biomes are probably going to be the Forest of Valor and the Frosted Heights. That's probably the next 2 places I'm going to go. How close are you, little man? Little monkey boy? Hello? Oh, we're getting close to level 5. Good for you. So I noticed something, because I've done a few runs trying to get some shadow snippets. Only like a couple. But when I... And actually, I'm going to put this in my spreadsheet. When I use a snippet-centered critter, it's... is it this one? It is not this one. I need a different spreadsheet. Surprise! They don't seem to pick up consistently the shadow snippets, and very rarely do they... I don't know if I've ever seen them duplicate them, or if it's been like maybe once in a really random blue moon. Inconsistent critter pickup and duplication for shadow snippets. Okay. Sure. Sure. All right. Do I have enough space? Yep. Okay, good. Actually, what I want to do is I want to drop off some stuff. Mushrooms come from here. Okay.
Could I talk to you?
No. Maybe I should talk to Remy and just get him to stop asking if he can talk to me. Like, okay, just shush. Oh, and what did they show? They had, so for those that have seen Inside Out 2, there's the new kind of memory stuff that they show. I can't remember what they call them in the movie, but it's just like things that are like fundamental components of Riley. And so they're depicted as these really cool, like, I don't know, they're shapes, but it's hard to describe. What do they call those? I think it would be better if I could remember what they were called. It might help my brain kind of like describe them better. But they're made up of a bunch of little lines that are in shapes, and they look like all kind of connected, almost like a fuse, or not a fuse, but like a filament, like in an old incandescent light bulb. I think we're gonna get either one of them. It looks like it changes colors, or I don't know if they come in different shapes or different colors. Anyway, it looked really cool. I remember thinking it looked really cool in the movie. But they're not core memories. They're like something built out of that kind of concept as Riley gets older in the movie, in the story. All right, what is that called? Inside Out 2 core beliefs. Yes, that's what they're called. They're called core beliefs. Things like I'm a good person, I'm a good friend. Yeah. And then, yeah. Okay. All right. I haven't seen Inside Out 2 since it came out. We went to see that in the theater. So what was that, last summer? I feel like that was last summer. Not like in the last couple of months, but like actual 2024 summer.
Excuse me, but I could use a human's help.
Oh my god. Remy. What? That's not what I want. You. Oh, you're like a rock. Oh, and I can't actually talk to you here. Well, then stop talking to me. If I can't actually talk to you here, shush. Remy. Alright, I'm gonna sell this stuff. Oh, you know what I could do? I was worried about getting ahead on my decorating stuff. I was like, oh no, what if I have to put stuff away in the storage areas on the 10th floor? But my floor 10 first room is done already, so I could go up there. It's done and posted. And I used a fancy word to describe it. It's an atelier, which is French for workshop. And I don't know, just had fun using that word. It was one of those words where I feel like I always had defined it using context clues, but hadn't ever defined it, like fully defined it. So I got to define the word and go, I want to use a fancy word instead of workshop. I mean, I could have gone with workshop, but I chose atelier because it's fun. And I learned to sing. It's one thing that I have learned by being a parent. It's not the only circumstance where it happens, but there have been a lot of words that have come up that I use either regularly or I have heard regularly, and my kids will be like, well, what does that word mean? And I'll be like, you know what? I don't know the exact definition of that word. Let's look it up, because so many things are derived from context clues in a lot of circumstances that unless you are like really into language or really into like the definitions of words and stuff, I bet a lot of words that you don't even realize you know only by the context that they're used in. Like if you sat down and was like, I'm going to define this word, you might struggle just because it's like, well, it's not in the context I'm used to hearing it in, so I can't just pull out. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like I have had to look up a lot of words because I was like, I don't know if I know the exact, give you an idea of what that word is, but I couldn't sit down and give you like the dictionary definition. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But that's what we do. We don't know what it is. We just look it up and find out. Especially now that we have so many things that are like so much knowledge at our fingertips. I'm like, I would have had to go to a book and have a good idea of how something was spelled to find it in a dictionary. now I can just kind of get close and usually get to what I need. And that's awesome. For information like that in particular, awesome. Actually, when my son was starting to really need to do his own, like, if he didn't understand something or didn't know how to spell something, I'm like, dude, you have devices available to you where you can literally speak to it and ask.
Gee, everyone around here is so nice.
And yeah, I could tell him how it's spelled, but also he needs to get in the practice of using the tools that are available in his existence, you know? I'm not always going to be there to help you. Honestly, the computer's not always going to be there to help me either, but, like, please get in the habit of starting to look information up. It's available right here. And it is one of many tools that you can use, so use it. All right. We may see the other pumpkin sprout up today. Probably will, but I don't know if I'll deal with them tonight. But by tomorrow morning when I play again, they'll all be grown and I can deal with them all tomorrow, so. Oh. Forgot to change my monitor back. There we go. Was seeing things out of my periphery. Oh! Excellent. 500 mists. Really? I need to switch to a new critter. So now I have 2 sunbirds, 2 squirrels, 2 crocodiles, 3 rabbits, 4 rabbits. 1, 2... Oh, you're not done. We'll do you, and then we'll do... I've got a couple of sea turtles that are close. Got 1 fox. I've got a raccoon that's close, and another raccoon that got started. Not that it really matters. I have at least a couple monkeys. Now, I've been trying to get at least 1 or 2 of... Like, I've been trying to, like... The snippet ones got done really fast just because I was doing snippet gathering with, like, to level them. And then the birds that help with picking up sweet things when the marshmallow event was going on because I was trying to maximize how many marshmallows I was getting. Which was good. So. But this bird should not take terribly long to get leveled up, so... Oh. Boop. And then we'll open this, even though it's going to repeat stuff that I already have. Yep. Alright. I'm going to have to go put away flowers.
Oh,
But that's what...
so glad you made it.
No, no. No,
Hands
sir. I'm
down,
sorry.
This is the best day of my life.
Okay. This row.
Just call me the Princess of Comfy.
The Princess of Comfy. I can back that up. I can support that name. All right, what do I have on my person? Ooh, I've got an itchy nose. Does that help? Surprise! My nose is itchy. All right. How much of the forest can I get scoured before I have to deposit flowers? Should I pet you? Well, it helps a little bit. I'll take it. Yeah, one of the things I thought about using this week was like a big pile of rocks. Or like being next to one of these mining spots, you know? But I ended up using something else. Hello, Claire. I am excited for next week. Are you excited for next week? I don't know if I have caught all of the announcements for stuff, but I caught the quality of life little video they put out. I think it was today. And I was just like, yes! Some of that stuff in there I was just super stoked about. And my stream elements is misbehaving, so let me see if I can fix that. And I hope you are doing well. Let me see if this will work. Okay. Hopefully that will fix the problem. So excited for the realm and the star path. Yeah. I like the stuff that they teased as far as like the rewards from the star path. I like the retro stuff. It looks really cute. I'm looking forward to having joy and sadness in here. So that'll be fun. Did you see the stuff, the quality of life improvements thing too? Did you see that they're going to be adding the stalls to the other worlds, the DLC worlds? I don't know if it's going to be all the stalls, but I know they showed at least Aladdin and Tiana. So I'm hoping, honestly, I'm hoping for all of them, but I will take whatever they're going to give us. I'm excited about that. I'm also excited to see if they're going to give us an updated roadmap. I feel like it was like September last year that they did that. And we're kind of getting to the end of the more detailed parts of the star path that we got for the rest of the year. And so the end is usually, like, the last part of the year is usually left a little vague. I mean, I think we're pretty convinced that Cinderella is coming, but I think that's about it. And there was something about Beauty and the Beast. Like, returning to a realm, and then it looked like the Beauty and the Beast realm. I think a lot of people are convinced that it's going to be Lumiere and Cogsworth. I also am curious to see how big Joy and Sadness would be, because I saw people debating that. And there was somebody who was like, I hope they're tiny. And then somebody else was like, why would they be tiny? That would be so weird. And then somebody else was like, if they were normal sized, that would be weird. So I'm curious to see, because they were like, they're not toys. And I'm like, yeah, but they're like inside Riley's head. So technically they could be tiny. I feel like that would make sense to keep them tiny. I guess we'll find out next week. I kind of hope they're tiny just because I like having the tiny characters running around. Whew. So yeah, I'm just doing some resource gathering. Going ahead and risking clearing the areas of stuff. Even though I'm sure we'll have duties that mean I need to gather like night thorns and stuff. But they'll respawn. It'll be fine. Fan of retro things like 50s diners and drive-in and move. Yes. Not like hardcore want to live that way, but I do enjoy the aesthetic and the vibe for sure. And I love going to the drive-in. We are actually down to one drive-in left in town, which is unfortunate because when my husband and I first started dating, there were still at least 4, I think, different drive-ins in town. And now we just have one left. And it's only got one screen, so that's a bummer. But I remember my husband and I went to Disney World for our honeymoon. And there was I don't remember which park it was in, but they had a restaurant that was in the theme of a drive-in. So the tables were inside like fake cars, like 50s style cars. And then there was a big movie screen. I think it was playing some like black and white sci-fi something. But it was pretty fun. And our waiter had never been to a drive-in. And so we had to like tell him that that was one of our favorite things to do while we were dating, was go to the drive-in together. And actually, I don't think we didn't make it to the drive-in at all this year. I think that's probably part of the reason the drive-ins are fading out, is that people have like fond memories of going, but then they forget to go. And then other things, you know, like bills got to get paid, and if people aren't showing up, which sucks. And then I feel guilty because I was like, I should have gone to at least one movie, you know? But we still have time. There's still at least a couple more weekends, I think, before they stop doing movies for the season. It's also family owned. The other one I think that just closed, I think, was owned by somebody else, and they decided that they needed to use the land for other things. At least that's what everyone was saying. So it's unfortunate, but man, commercial real estate's ridiculous. I went on a huge tangent there. Surprise, I am Tangent Woman. So are you also a fan of retro stuff then? I feel like if you're excited for this Star Path, you probably are. Doesn't it kind of remind you Back to the Future in Greece? Yeah. Yep. And there are other movies with like scenes in the drive-in. What else? I'm trying to think of one. Twister has a scene in the drive-in. Man, my brain's not going to give me anything now. But yeah. Well, and I did the drive-in a lot growing up, too. So, and our kids like going. So, we usually take blankets and pillows and stuff like that, and then we'll try and, like, make the back seat. We'll flip down the back seat and then make it, like, this big, long thing, and just stuff it with pillows and blankets, and that way they can sit back there, and then we bring our own snacks and pack dinner and things like that. Watch the little cartoon for going to get snacks. Singing and dancing. Food. But yeah, the one that's left in town is family owned, and then they run a flea market there. So I'm sure that's where a significant chunk of their revenue comes from, is that runs year long. And, you know. It's usually pretty busy, although I haven't been to that flea market in a long time, so. How do you get the sound at the drive-in? Was in the radio or a speaker? We have done both. With our newer car, the radio was pretty good, but well, and it depends, because, you know, if the speaker doesn't work, you know, because sometimes that's true. Like, you pull up and you're next to a dead speaker. But you can tune in on the radio, but we have done both. If we're sitting outside, you know, like if we bring lawn chairs or blankets and sit outside, then we use the speaker. But we have had crappy radios where it was hard to tune in, and then, you know, the speaker was what we could use, and then we've had radios that could get really good reception and sound really good. I'm just gonna gank all the snow out from underneath this bird. You know, there was a squirrel that seemed like it was gathering stuff faster than some of the other critters. I wonder what's up with that. Because at first I thought they had, like, made the critters be able to pick up stuff faster. And then I switched to a different critter, and it was just as slow as I remember it being. Actually, let me see how fast you are. I'm gonna stand still so you can get them. See, that still seems relatively slow to me. I should make effort to catch these white ones. Oh, yeah? So you feel like this star path is pretty different from all of the other star paths? So you think this one's going to be your favorite then? I don't know if I have a favorite. I might have to say, what was the one where we got like all the fairy stuff? Like all of the mushrooms and flowers and things like that. Which star path was that? Because I think that one might be my favorite. But I am a sucker for fairy stuff, especially... I mean, I wouldn't say that stuff wasn't cutesy, because, I mean, in a way, but we're in a cartoony kind of cutesy game anyway, so you know, that aesthetic is kind of built into the look and feel of this game in general. But I like fairy things that feel like they are made out of real nature, as opposed to being overly pastel and cutesified. So it felt nice. It felt like things were made out of nature, even though the aesthetic of this game is very cute and cartoony. Oh, the Wonderland one. And you like 20s. Oh, are you talking about Tiana's stuff? Because that was good too. Yeah, it's so hard to pick a favorite. And honestly, I wouldn't know. I mean, there are things I've probably liked in most, if not all of the star paths. I mean, even if it was only like one or two things, definitely some have had more than others. Yeah. Yeah, she had some really good stuff in hers, that's for sure. And yeah, the Wonderland too. I love Alice in Wonderland. Trying to think of which one I've used the most stuff from. I think once I get outside, I'm going to use a lot of the fairy stuff for sure. And honestly, I wouldn't mind more stuff from Bug's Life. My husband and I are playing Grounded right now, and I really like having giant plants and objects. I like that. We're actually getting ready to start building a bigger base, so we started laying a foundation down as opposed to just building like kind of a makeshift base around the outposts in that game. And so I'm looking forward to building a multi-story big base in that game. It also reminds me of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, you know? Especially since we can ride on an ant in the second one. We haven't gotten spider companions yet, but I'm looking forward to being able to ride a spider as well. Although unfriendly spiders in that game are nerve-wracking. I got killed by a wolf spider last night. And honestly, I was in the middle of trying to fight another thing, and it came up from behind me. And I don't know if it was mad at me or the thing I was fighting, but it didn't matter because it killed me anyway. Been to Disneyland, so I've been to a Bug's Land. So I have not been to Disneyland, and when my husband and I went to Disney World, there was a Bug's Land thing where it was like all this giant grass, and I don't know what it was actually like because it was closed, because we went during a year where there were a bunch of really bad hurricanes, and there were several things that were closed down because they'd gotten damaged by the hurricane, like winds and stuff. I don't think it was fully destroyed or anything, but it was damaged to where they had to close it. We actually went to Universal, and the Jaws ride was also down because of it. So that was a bummer, because that would have been cool to see. But I didn't know they had. I mean, I've never been to Disneyland, so I don't know all of what they have over there. And I have not kept abreast of all of the developments because I know they're always adding and changing things at Disney. So I keep hoping that one day I'll be able to get my kids there. But it is just so stinking expensive. So are you already prepped for next week? Or are you also doing resources and prep work. I always feel like I'm always doing prep work in this game, like it's just never ending. I got through both biomes without having to go drop off flowers. It's probably because of my companion. Did he get to level 5 and I just missed it? Was I on autopilot? Okay, it's not going to show me, but I think I got the box, so I think he must have leveled, and I just autopilot clicked. Yep. Alright, so let's do this sea turtle. So she, it, they, yeah, is, oh no. Wait a second. Oh no, we're fine. Not necessarily a she just because it's pink. Pink used to be a masculine color ages ago. Anyway, they're almost to level 5. There we go. Oh, you know what I need to do is I also need to drop off the rest of the stuff in these boxes. Where's my box? Oh, it's by the well, not the stall. Need to catch up with quests starting with Aladdin and Jasmine. Oh, goodness. That's alright, though. Those quests will keep, you know what I mean? Like, there's not, like, the time crunch there is with the Star Path, so it's... Sometimes I wish that I could make those things last longer, but I seem to run through them pretty quick. Of course, doing the quest, like focusing on quests for streaming means that I do a lot of the other stuff in the times between, so I can just kind of push through the quests really quick, which is like a blessing and a curse, because sometimes I'm like, oh, it's over. It is nice, though, knowing that there's going to be more content soon, you know? Did I just put something in the wrong box? I did put something in the wrong box. I put that mint in that box because I was not really paying attention to what I was doing. Oh, I didn't need 2 of those. Oh, well. Why did I do that? Oh, because garlic goes in here, and for some reason my brain was like, oh, that also needs to go in there, and it was not true. That's all right. My brain has been having to do a lot of work these last couple of weeks. Just everything is in go mode, so it's just trying to keep up. Just a lot. Which quest looking forward to, joy or sadness? I don't know. I like joy a lot because I'm an optimist by choice, but I am also a realist. It's probably one of the reasons I like both of the Inside Out movies. I think of the newer, they're Pixar, right? They're not Disney, because sometimes I get confused which ones are Disney and which ones are Pixar, even though they're both kind of in the same umbrella. But of some of the newer movies that have come out, I think they're one of my favorite, those two. I really like the subjects that they are dealing with, and I like the messaging and handling of those subjects. It's Pixar? Okay. So, I don't know if I would pick either one over. I mean, I like Joy a lot, but the message of that first one, of part of growing up, is understanding that things change over time. Memories can be both happy and sad, and things that used to feel like they were only one thing get more complex as you grow up. I love that so much. So, like, I feel like I'm looking forward to both. I'm interested to see what they do in this game with them, because generally speaking, I like how they handle the subject matter for the things they bring up in the storylines of this game. Don't have a favorite character, but like the emotions together. Yeah. Agreed. Well, and they all have their moments, you know? But yeah, I mean, human beings are pretty complex, especially the older we get. It's one of the reasons I like the second one as much as I did. Because, you know, it doesn't stop just because, you know, it doesn't, I'm not done now, you know. Things are always evolving. We're always evolving. It'd be interesting to see if they continue that series. I mean, I know, like, it's focused on like the younger stages of life growing up, and typically those kind of movies are geared towards a younger or family audience. But like, if they continued throughout Riley's entire life, I don't know, I think that would be interesting to see. I don't think they'll do it, but it's I feel like Toy Story, was it 4? Was it 4 that got a lot of crap? I don't know. I feel like, but it's also the 4th in the series, so it's kind of, you know, like, take it with a grain of salt. But it was Toy Story 3 where Andy gives his toys away. And I really liked that they continued, even though Andy wasn't really in the 3rd Toy Story movie that much, it was still kind of, you know, partially Andy's story for him letting go of the toys, and then, you know, and them letting go of him, and all of that. So I mean, he wasn't really, he was still a kid, but he wasn't like a kid, you know, he wasn't Bonnie, you know. And he didn't really need to be in it that much to have that. The end of that movie is just, oh man, I bawled so hard. You know, that kind of acceptance of letting go of your childhood kind of thing. Oh my gosh. A lot of people cite the trash scene as being the one that devastated them in that, but that was sad and it was touching and all that. But the moment at the end where Woody and Andy let go of each other is just like, oh, I don't have an idea of where I want to put their house yet. I hadn't thought about it yet. I'm assuming they're going to live together. And I'm assuming, because that would make sense to me, like having a headquarters, you know? You always bring up such good points to consider, Claire. Anxiety was never talked about in movies. It was taboo back then. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I really like,
My buddy Shank.
I love the fact that they acknowledge the fact that you know, yes, your feelings are there. Yes, they're worth acknowledging, but also they do not control you. I really liked that. Like, it's okay to accept their existence, but you don't have to let those things rule you. You have the power, you know. And it's also okay if they, you know, overwhelm you at times. That's also okay. Like, it'll be okay. I feel like that's a lot of the messaging of those movies too. Like, it's okay. Like, things are hard and we're not perfect, but it's gonna be okay. You know? You are human. I also like how anxiety comes in and almost feels like, oh no, I'm here to help you. And then it goes not well. Well, and even envy. Envy is also a little like she seems insidious too. She's so cute and little with her giant eyeballs that are borderline creepy. Which honestly I like. But also, I can't remember, there's a moment in the movie where I was just like, oh. Oh, speaking of this moment. This moment in Toy Story 3. Mm-hmm. Anyway. But yeah, I mean, they reference, what is it? They reference nostalgia and something else. And it's funny, not that you can't be nostalgic at a young age. You can be nostalgic. I'm not going to say you can't. But it obviously gets stronger the older you get because the more memories you build and the more life you have lived, the more likely I think you are to run into things that make you feel nostalgic. But both of my kids are like, oh, I feel nostalgic for something that was like 2 weeks ago. And it's like, yeah, but also just wait. Didn't even know what anxiety was until you were in high school. Yeah. Yeah, I also like the fact that the Inside Out movies are packaged in such a way that it's effective for such a wide range of ages. Like, it's enough, it's simplified enough for what was it last year? So my youngest would have been 7. So for my 7-year-old to grasp, but my husband and I were still engaged with the message. You know what I mean? It wasn't just like, oh, this is dumbed down for little kids. It was like, no, we are, you know, we have a good grasp of the subject and, you know, the messaging around it that we are able to captivate a wide range in audience. And everybody deals with that crap. Everybody deals with feelings. Everybody deals with anxiety. Everyone deals with growing up. And yeah, a lot of times that stuff isn't talked about, you know, or talked about well throughout people's lives, you know.
Time for this here
What's up,
dragon
Mushu?
beauty sleep.
Beauty sleep? What? Okay, where am I? What am I depositing? I'm gonna go put these seeds away. Okay, so I've done kind of the, I don't know. If we're looking at the map, I've done the right half. So I've got the Glade, the Sunlit Plateau, and the Forgotten Lands. And where are we time-wise? Oh, we're about halfway, so I feel like I can quickly run through those areas and get rid of the stuff. You know, like quickly unload and then take my break and then come back and see where we're at. I might go do a snippet run, particularly looking for shadow snippets. And I might do a veil run as far as clearing out the resources. So, I'm glad the sequel made Riley a teenager because changed a lot as a teen. Yeah, the first movie, she's 11. Yeah. Well, and they even tell us at the end of the first one that that's where they're going next. They, because they have that, you know, puberty button on the new console. So, I mean, it's nice that they continued with that setup from the first one. And yeah, it is. It's one of those major milestones. I think even, like, young adulthood would be good.
Flying swell.
You know, like 18 to 20, somewhere in there, because there's a lot of change that happens then, too. Or maybe even, like, early to mid-20s would not be a bad... I have not done all the puzzles. I have... Where are we? The Veil. I think I've got, like, 2 or 3 left. Does it show me here what I'm missing? Yeah, so 1. I've got 2. So I've got Inside Out. I'm short the bird snippets for this one. And... okay, so I have at least 10 shadow snippets, but not 20 shadow bird snippets. So it'd be really nice. Those are the ones that it seemed the last time I tried to look for them, there were almost none. Oh, gosh. So sorry for having such an itchy nose, but here we are. But I did do, like, because I was really frustrated at first because I ran around the entire bind and the library and didn't find a single shadow bird snippet. After going through all of the other, you know, the Ever After and Mythopia and getting demon, you know, the shadow snippets for the demons and the frogs, and then had no birds. And I'm like, there's only 2 sections for the bind. So that really sucks to have no bird snippets here because it's already a smaller area than the other 2 biomes. And so I decided to go ahead and try and catch some of the freewheeling ones, not the ones that were in my trap, but just ones flying around. And after I caught, you know, ran around and caught a bunch of the regular bird snippets, some of the shadow snippets started to spawn. So I was glad about that, but it was really, really frustrating because I already knew I wasn't going to get as many birds as I had gotten the other 2. And then to have none when I first got down there, I was like, this sucks. Well, those didn't disappear nearly as fast as I thought they would. Okay, I need to switch out. That was level 5, right? So I have that other sea turtle that's level 3. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that one. Keep it going. How many shadow birds do you have currently? I don't know. More than 10, less than 20. And I need 30 if I want to do the last 2 puzzles, which is a good reason to go ahead and switch over to the Veil after I take my break. Because I imagine I should probably try and catch 20 or close to it. Because I might just have 10, you know? Just enough for that one puzzle. But maybe what I could do is I could go over there, I could clear out my traps, run around, try and catch the birds, the shadow ones. Do the one puzzle I can afford to do. And then like run around, catch some birds, do the one puzzle I can afford to do, run around again for the birds, see how far I get, and then maybe catch the ones out of the lure traps. I'll just have to kind of play that part by ear. It just depends on how many I can catch when I first get over there. Definitely do the inside out one because the reward is awesome. Yeah, I don't remember. I feel like I kind of skimmed through those, but yeah, there was another reward that we got that I was super excited about. I liked the doors one that we got. I think it was in Alice in Wonderland, but it's not an actual door. They're like nesting doors and they're rainbow colored and they were really, really cute. And then I was bummed out because I couldn't actually use it as a door. It's cute decor, but it's kind of weird. Want me to, want to tell me? Well, I mean, you can. I'll find out after the break at least. Oh, the inside out one is the one that needs 20, doesn't it? It's the more expensive puzzle. I'm also intrigued by the fact that we have the duty that is for the puzzles. And we still don't have the quantity of puzzles for the duty. It's like, I don't know, like 50-something puzzles? I'd have to look at the exact number. Which means there are more puzzles coming. So I like that. I like that there's more. Because what's... Oh, this is wrong. What is the duty for that? It's the Veil. Reorder stories. There's 50 stories to reorder, but I'm only missing 2, which means we still have at least 11 more stories to come. So I think that's interesting. And nice. I'm excited that they're going to be putting out some additional stuff for the Veil after the story's concluded. Because they really haven't done a ton with Eternity Isle since the Veil came out, you know? Which, okay. I mean, okay. It's a glider. Oh, it's a glider. Okay. For a second there, I've made, the other game I've been playing for stream on Sundays is Dinkum, and gliders in that game mean something else. I was like, wait, they're gonna give us a glider? And then I forgot that, like, the flying around as a glider in this game. It is a form of glider in this game. But yes, my brain tried to make it a dinkum glider, and that's not what you mean. Interesting that it's a glider. Yeah, I'll make sure and consciously look at it when we get over to the Vale. Alright, so this is the end of... Oh, you're a crocodile. I don't care about you right now, sir. I'm sorry. I'm gonna drop off my stuff. Anything else I need to drop off in here? Not really. Oh, you know what I could have done? I know what I should do before I'm done, is drop off the stuff in the supply chest near Kristoff. But I can store so much stuff now that I have these Sleeping Beauty chests that I'm obsessed with. What did the gliders do in Dinkum? You can use them to, like, you run and jump, and then they'll let you kind of glide over the ground. So they're actually like, you know, like a glider that you would hold on to, like for, like if you were to jump off of something high in real life and glide down. I feel like I'm not describing that very well. But you can essentially use it to go faster over the ground, but you kind of jump and let it, you know, carry you down to where you land. As opposed to this, where it's almost like a hoverboard, where you can just fly around on it. But I just got my first glider in Dinkum, so I haven't really used it a ton. So I'm gonna have to get used to it, because I tried to use it and I was like, I am so not good at this. I feel like I was not maximizing the distance I could move. Like, yes, thank you. I was like, I don't know what it is lately. I've been having trouble, like, remembering simple words. So thank you for your assistance. Earlier this week, I was trying to describe something and couldn't remember the word ramp. So that's fun. I wonder if this is beginnings of, like, brain fog things, because I've heard that some people can get that kind of stuff going on during perimenopause. And I'm old enough for those things to be happening, so... At least I'm not mad about it yet, you know what I mean? Like, when I was pregnant and I had, like, the foggy brain from being pregnant, I wasn't really mad about it, and that was great, because usually I get really frustrated when I can't remember stuff. I'm better than I used to be. When I was younger, it would really, really irritate me. But I just don't want to get mad about it, because if it's just something that's going to be part of the process of going through this stage of life, then getting mad about it's not actually going to do me any favors, so I might as well chill the hell out, you know? Try not to take it too seriously. I also have never done hang gliding in real life, so... Like, I feel like it's, you know... I've seen people do it, I've seen the equipment used for it, but I don't have, like, a real-life association other than hearing about it and, like, seeing it in pictures and movies. Or maybe it's brain fog. Uh-oh. Stop. Just talk to my phone, tell it to shush. Ooh. Ooh, is this a memory I don't have yet? I like that they increased this. Because I'm actually filling out pictures I hadn't filled out before. What is this one? Cooking. Watering flowers. Feeding critters. I haven't focused on feeding critters for a minute because, well, that is always at the bottom of the list when I am time crunched. Money and resources are always at the top when I'm time crunched. But yes, apparently there are a lot of gliders in Dinkum. So... I've seen several. I think the one I got was just kind of a simple red one. Guess I should practice with it soon. This is not the right tool. This is the right tool. Thank you. Okay. Alright, we're almost through the plateau. It's been ages since I've done this. Honestly, I feel like there weren't nearly as many marshmallows as I thought there were going to be. I thought I was just going to have, well, what is the maximum that would spawn? I think it was 12. But I don't remember now. I remember, like, looking it up just to see if there was information that I was missing, since it was a limited time event, and because I didn't finish it last year. I think that was one of those events that I was like, I don't have time for that. That and the popcorn event, the one that we also got a repeat of this year. I finished that one this year. But last year I couldn't be bothered. Didn't make anybody, like I made one person cupcakes. And then I was like, I don't have time. But yeah, Dinkum's pretty fun. If you're ever looking for a new game, I would put it on a recommended list. It's got like some survival crafting type things, Animal Crossing type things, you know, farming, bug catching, fishing. There are animals to have combat with, but a lot of people do a lot of like decorating type stuff. There's a lot of people that play it in, they used to play it with dev commands because there wasn't a creative mode, but when it went to full release, they added a creative mode. So a lot of people just build in that game, which reminds me a lot of like Minecraft, where there are people that definitely want to play the gameplay side of things and do survival mode, and then there's a whole bunch of people that do building and decorating type things. And then like there's like the offshoots of that where people will do like pixel art because it's squares, so pixel art. And then you can actually see, if you do it where it's like a top-down view of pixel art, you can see it in your map too, so your whole map can be like pixel arted if you really wanted to. But yes, one of my other subscribers had got me turned on to Dinkum just before it went full release. But I don't have as much time to give that game because it's one of those games where it saves at the end of the day when you go to bed, and I take ages to get through a whole day. So I can't play it as often as I would like, which is fine, but it's fun. Watched people play it before. Well, and I'm looking forward a lot to Autonomica, which theoretically is coming out in its alpha release in September. And I believe that I can stream it. Of course, I'm going to try and make sure I nail that down for sure before I stream it and accidentally get myself in trouble because I'm not supposed to stream it. But I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be able to stream it when it's in alpha. And the trick is, and the reason it's kind of a mixed bag, is because I still want to play this, and I still want to play Dinkum, and I'm like, how do I fit 3 video games into 2 streams a week? I don't know how I'm going to do that. There's too many games, and then I've been watching a lot of people who also play a lot of, like, a variety of games, and I'm just like, oh no, my wish list is growing and growing and growing, and my time is not. It's okay. It's okay. Nope, I'm not thinking about storage at the minute. I really don't have to because these chests are awesome. And it gives me so much time to not have to deposit stuff in storage. Okay. So the Forgotten Lands, and then unloading my inventory, and then break. That's what we're doing. So are you playing anything besides Dreamlight Valley? Or is it your main focus at the moment? Or maybe you do other things with your life besides video games. Not that you have to share, but in case you want to get chatty. Although it's dangerous for me to ask. It's dangerous for me to ask what games people are playing because then I write them down and look them up. And then my list grows. Not really. Mostly played Dreamlight Valley. Yeah. That's alright though. It's nice to have something that, you know, you like to keep playing. I think this is the longest stretch of a game that I have played without feeling burnt out. I have been burnt out on this game before, but took a break long enough to feel like I got over that burnout and have paced myself well enough as of late to not get burned out again. But I'm trying to think if there was another game that I have played for as long a stretch as this one. Maybe The Sims. And I mean like the original Sims. Because I have gone through bouts of Sims 4, but I feel like this has still been longer than that. Maybe Lord of the Rings Online. Because back then, that was, my husband and I played that. And we had a couple other buddies that we played with. And so, that was my MMO. I've played a couple other MMOs, but they, you know, they were fun, but they were not. Lord of the Rings was my MMO. And so, we played that when it first came out, and then we played that for a while before we finally stopped playing that game. But maybe The Sims and maybe that, and then this, so. Oh, my friend played the game since the launch. She introduced me to it and watched streamers play it. That's when you got the Switch to play the game. Ah. So do you have a love-hate relationship with it on the Switch? Because I feel like the Switch has just been fraught. Although, to be fair, I think PlayStation has also been fraught for different reasons and for different types of frustration. But hopefully you are not in the overly plagued Switch player group, because there are people that I feel like get all the bugs. And bugs are so weird, because there are bugs that I see people complain about that I have never experienced. So sometimes when I get experience bugs in this game, I'm just like, oh, weird. But it's funny how people can be playing on the same platform and still not experience all of the same bugs. It's just, bugs are weird. Definitely want to switch to upgrade it. Yeah, I haven't even seriously looked at the Switch 2, partially because of the price point. Not that I think it's like super outrageous in this day and age. I mean, everything is high priced in this day and age to me, but like, comparatively speaking, it's you know, it's a game system. And honestly, for, you know, if you're into Nintendo and the fact that it's portable, it's one of the things I would really like, because I was like, well, I could, you know, I was thinking about having portable gaming. And I think I would choose a Steam Deck over a Switch 2 personally. We have a Switch, and I do like having it, and I do like being able to take it with me places. Not that I have lots of call for that. But I think the games that I want to play portably are on Steam. Not all of them. I don't have this on Steam. I have this on, I play it on the computer, but I have it through Xbox because when it went early access, it came to Game Pass, which is how I started playing it in the first place. And then when they did their big, we're gonna do a full release, and they did their last, you know, hurrah for getting like the Founders stuff, I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy that. And I'm gonna get all the extra stuff from like the founders stuff. Get my moonstones. And I can't remember, was that wasn't when the Veil came out. The Veil came out after that, right? I can't remember now. Everything's a blur. But yeah, that's when I actually bought it. And I bought it, I was intentional about where I bought it so that I would have all of my previous stuff. I didn't want to lose any of that. So I kind of was committed to the Xbox. Otherwise, I might have bought it. It's available on Steam, right? I would have bought it through Steam. Because I game mostly on my computer. Mostly. And then I could have played it on a Steam Deck. But I never will be able to unless I can transfer all of my stuff. I don't even know if that's possible in this game. But Dinkum, I would play that on a portable device. It's like, it might be dangerous to do that. Steam Deck is pricey. Maybe get it for Christmas this year or your birthday next year. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. The Steam Deck is pricey. But I think because honestly, neither one of them are in my budget at the minute. So if I'm going to fantasize about it, I'm going to fantasize about the Steam Deck. When I finally get into a position of potentially buying one, then I might look into options. But the games that I currently have and the platforms I currently have them on, I probably would choose the Steam Deck. But that's just fantasy right now. That's not anything for real consideration. So maybe by the time I'm in real consideration mode, I will have a completely different, I don't know, set of criteria to consider, I guess. And I don't need it at the minute, you know? I don't really need to be portable. It'd just be convenient. Particularly with Dinkum, I think it would be convenient to have it on a portable something. Okay, I need to drop off flowers. I need to drop off seeds. I need to drop off the crystals that I forgot to drop off. Oh, I don't have enough room. Boo. Okay, that's okay. We will cope. Anything stackable? No. So what happens when you fill up your thing with pumpkin seeds? We can just stick them in here for now, and that will be fine. Okay, so I'm going to drop off those shards that I have, and then I'm going to drop off my flowers, and then I'm going to take my break. And actually, I might go to the Veil first, so it doesn't slip my mind, you know what I mean? Because that is a possibility. Turning 30 next year. Ah, big birthday. Are you excited, or are you in the big birthdays are... I don't know. I don't want to say bummer, but I think some people think either like big birthdays are a bummer or like super exciting or both. I had friends that were not happy about turning 30. But I'm not super fussed. And honestly, I lost some big birthday celebrations. Actually, I could do a big... I mean, I probably won't do anything big this year. I'm turning 45 this year. So, I mean, that's kind of like one of those bigger birthdays. But I turned 40 the year of COVID, so nobody got to do anything. And my mom turned 60 that year, and I turned 40, and my son turned 10, and my dad was 65, and it's like nobody got to do anything for any of those birthdays, and it was like, well, that sucks. All right, I'm going to the Veil. Do I need you with me, Wally? I don't really think I do. So I'm going to say bye. And then I'm going to go to, not the Eternity Isle. I'm going to go to the Wildwood and see if I can pick up Merida so that she is ready to help me catch snippets when we get back from, regardless of what order I do things. I want to make sure I have a snippet catcher. I haven't actually looked and seen how many snippets I have as of late.
It's good to see you.
When you were asking how many snippets I have, I bet I could find out real quick. Don't even have a plan yet? That's all right. If it's next year, you got time. All right. Okay, Donald. All right.
Oh.
Yes, yes. How many do I have? Show me, show me, show me. Oh, 19. So I need 11 more to get both puzzles done. Honestly, that's doable. So, awesome. All right. Snack, bathroom, drink, stretching, all of the things. If you stay during break, thank you so much for hanging out. If not, have a lovely day, night time. And don't forget to thumbs up, like, subscribe, all of the things, whatever all of the things are to help the algorithm be forever in my favor. I don't know. Otherwise, yeah, I will be back in a few minutes. So there's that. If I can figure out all of my screens. Oh, there it is. Ah, ha, ha, ha. I'll be back.
I try to remember. But when everything is coming back to me, I feel as if my memory is paralyzed.
Now let's see. What is the last thing you can remember?
I don't know.
Go on. Wait a minute.
All right. We're back. We're doing the stuff. Snippet stuff. We're not going to go inside any building, so hopefully we can fight all the lag. All right. So the first thing I want to do is go try and catch shadow snippets so that I can hopefully get the 11 that I need to do.
The night is young and I'm just getting started.
Both of the last two puzzles. What's up, Aladdin? I'm torn about actually switching my critter because I feel like I haven't been... Oh, hello. Look at that. I feel like I haven't been getting any benefit out of using the critter for increasing the drops on the shadow snippets.
Yeah, that's right. The ocean's
Oh, nice. Come on, Merida. Nice. Okay. Well, good. I was worried that the shadow birds were going to be a pain in the ass to get. But I think I did enough snippet catching the last time I did it to kind of reset which one spawned. So that's good, that's good. Did I go in both sides? I don't think so. Although these guys spawn pretty quick. The snippets in general spawn really quick. What the... What did you...
stars.
Oh. I'm glad tomorrow's Friday. It was a short week this week, and especially since I had to leave early today and I had to leave early yesterday. But since I'm in crunch time, or like the beginnings of crunch time, it's kind of a mixed bag to have less time, you know, work time this week. Because there's just a lot to do in the, you know, in these weeks, these next 2.5 weeks. No. 3.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks. Wait. Brain? 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3.5 weeks. I was like, wait a second. Oh, and then I can't wait. I can't wait for my break. Oh, it's gonna be glorious. And I still haven't heard anything about the official alpha date for Autonomica, and I keep hoping that I'm going to hear something that says, we're going to release it on, like, the 7th. Because then I'll have most of a week where I could play, you know? I haven't been in kind of at the beginning of a game. Not this early, and it's been in development for a while. It actually was called something else for a while, and then switched to being called Autonomica. So it's been like, people have been getting hyped about it for a while, but in the grand scheme of things, this is still relatively early. So it's kind of fun getting to go, oh yeah, I'm like right at the beginning of something cool. Or hopefully cool, you know. I won't really know until I get to play it, yeah? But... I have not been a... like, day one person for a long time. You know, when we were younger, before we had kids and, you know... all that stuff. Like, my husband and I would do, like, midnight releases and, you know, midnight movies, you know, like the first showings and stuff of movies. Wait in line for things, and you know, time and money and priorities change to where it's like, well, what the hell? There's like nothing down here. Where are all the snippets down here?
Gotta tell ya, it is really beautiful here.
Annoying. Hello, Aurora. Maybe if I catch all of you. It will help spawn more. But I have this sneaking suspicion that September means like September 30th. Just because that would be my luck, you know? Like, I know I have a week off in September, but the game I want to play at in that week is not going to be available. I got other stuff I can do. I actually had somebody at work asking if I had any plans for that week, and I'm like, rest. That is my plan, to rest. But I've got some stuff I want to do in my art space, and I was going to try and do it sometime in the summer, but the humidity has been ridiculous this summer here, and so I haven't wanted to spend any time in there. My art space is in my garage, so although it is not, you know, outdoors, it is not as regulated as far as temperature and humidity go, so it was just miserable, and so I didn't get any of that stuff done. So it might be nice if the weather is relatively cooler and less humid. I might be able to get some of that stuff because it's going to involve moving things around and getting up and down on a ladder. I've got some lights I need to put up. I use scarves to decorate in there, and I'd like to get some of those hung up in some places. I have a blank wall that I want to cover, and I've got a curtain rod that I want to hang on that wall. And then I'm going to drape scarves and stuff on it to just cover up the blank wall, because I'm not going to paint it, and I don't really have any like posters or anything to put over there. But I have the stuff I want to put on that wall. I just haven't. It's behind a freezer, so I'm gonna have to move the freezer out of the way and then get up on a ladder and hang the rod and try and arrange the stuff to make it look pretty. So it's just gonna be involved. And yeah, on break I was sitting thinking about some stuff, and I went, oh, I bet I could do that during my week off, especially if the game doesn't come out in time for me to play the game, you know? Or the game will come out and I will blow it off again. Blow it off some more. Which is, you know, it's fine. These are the choices we might make. It's nice to know that none of them are wrong. The only thing I'm really not looking forward to about this week being over is that I really should mow the grass. I really don't want to. But it is due. And that's always a bummer. Like, it's better when it's like, oh, I could mow the grass, as opposed to, well, I haven't mowed it and I need to mow it. What would be really great is if it's not super humid this weekend. And that, because that is, you know, hot and humid to mow a yard is just bleh. So, fingers crossed. You know, I haven't even really looked at the weather. And we might go bowling again this weekend. Kind of, you know, it's the last weekend before school starts. So it'd be nice to get out and do something. I'm thinking about taking some marketing materials out on Saturday, and part of the reason I want to do it on Saturday is because I might be able to... One of the places I want to go is an art supply store. So it'd be fun to just go and look around, but also, you know, the excuse of getting the marketing materials over there is a good excuse to also maybe get to... I don't know if I'll shop, but, you know, like, just look around. It's fun to look around sometimes. Yeah, there seems to be very few snippets spawned in here tonight. So I'm not sure how many I got. So let's go and do a puzzle. and then maybe do a lure trap run, and then try and see if I can get some more shadow snippets. Like, they're spawning in here, but they're not spawning down in the lower section, which sucks. Just making some dinner. It was all right. You know, I got up, I moved around, I stretched a bit, and got myself a fresh beverage for when my drink runs out. And then my son was trying to entice me with the show that they are watching, and I was like, I'm in the middle of a stream. But, you know, I mean, I took care of my business, which is the whole point of getting to take a break. Remembering to stretch my body. But, yeah. What's for dinner? I had a chicken salad tonight. Or a salad with chicken on it, I should say. Ooh, artichokes and meatballs. That sounds like a good dinner. I don't get artichokes very often because I'm like the only person in the house that really likes to make them and eat them. Like, I can... Like, people will like artichokes in stuff, but like actual artichokes... I don't remember the last time I even made them. I loved them when I was a kid, though. My mom would get them occasionally. It was like a treat to get artichokes. I can't tell which... Is it that? That looks like it might be right, so I'm going to leave it like that. Nope. Okay. Well, that's obviously oriented that way. Oh, bing bong. Oh. There we go. That's obviously up that way. Okay. Go. No. No. Is it like that? Seems kind of odd. This is an odd angle. I'm sure it'll make sense when the rest of it is added, you know? Right. Looking for more edge pieces. It's kind of hard to see them sometimes from when they're little, you know? See this now. Okay, I'm overthinking it. Stop overthinking it, woman. Just, you know, stop. Okay. Did I put that back and I didn't need to? No. Okay, that's fine. Let's see. You are not an edge piece. I feel like something must be a corner or something that I'm not catching. That. There we go. Okay. So... There we go. I was like, I know there's got to be another edge piece here. Where the heck is it? So she's holding it like that. Oh, is it like this? Oh, she's looking down. That's why this orientation looked really weird. Okay. That makes a lot more sense now. Huzzah. And then you are like that. All will be revealed. Okay, good. A remoulade for the artichokes. Your mom was a sous chef. Mmm. Sounds intriguing. What is in? Am I pronouncing that right? Remoulade? Probably pronounced differently than that. Let me see. Because it's not like you can tell me. You might be able to phonetically try and tell me, but pronounce. Oh.
Remoulade.
Is it really pronounced Remoulade? I feel like it would have been pronounced differently than that. Okay. So is it a, like, does it have a specific thing, or is it just a type of dressing and then the ingredients change? Although I'm far more adventurous now than when I was a kid. I was a really picky eater when I was a kid. And besides the fact that my tastes have changed as I've gotten older, I feel like I am more adventurous now than I was when I was a kid. Like, I got more adventurous as I grew up, but there are things I eat now that I wouldn't, like, my 12-year-old self would be like, you did what? There are some things I still don't really care for, or that I only care for, like, I am not a fan of Brussels sprouts, but I have had them made a couple of ways where I'm like, you know what? I actually liked those. But cauliflower is another one that's like that, where it's just like, I still don't think I've had asparagus where I've actually liked it. Like, I'll eat it, but if I don't have to choose it, I probably won't. Like, I'm still willing to try things that I probably won't like, just to see if, like, they're cooked differently. The Brussels sprouts and asparagus that I've had as an adult where I liked them, they were cooked differently than when I had them when I was a kid. So, like, I'll try it. See if it's cooked in a way that I actually enjoy now. Alright. Those are feet. Those are feet like that. And then there's this weird squiggly thing. Oh, is that fear? Is that who that is? Those are also feet. That's disgust. How is this oriented? Oh, it's here. Okay, I was like, I feel like it's turned the right direction. There's Miss Sadness. Ah, there we go. All right. It's all coming together. But there are some things where it's like the type of dressing or sauce it is like how it's cooked. And then there are other ones that it's like the stuff that goes into it is what makes it what it is, you know? Of course, if your mom's a sous chef, you probably do know that. Oh, this is a glider? I was wondering, because I do remember seeing that and going, don't we already have Bing Bong's wagon? So it's not... It's not... It's not an object. Okay, well that's cool. It's got rainbows! Move, shit! Get out of my way! Alright. Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm so using this for, the next Star Path outfit. That means I'm gonna have to do something without wings, which is kind of a bummer. But it's got rainbows coming out the back. Her dress is clipping through it. I'll have to keep that in mind, too, if I don't want to see clipping like that. Cool. All right, did I actually have enough? Had I caught enough shadow snippets to get the other one done too? I didn't count, so I'm gonna go check real quick. Oh my god. Look at that. I mean, you know, but like... All right. I didn't even pay attention. Okay, so I am short. I'm short 7. All right, I'm going to do a quick pass and see if I get lucky and have any spawn. All right. Donald, you worry me sometimes, sir. I wonder if I should leave the veil and come back and see if that helps helps the snippets behave themselves. Because the fact that very few are spawning right now does not bode well for actually getting the second puzzle done. What's up, Chicky Pie? Are you gonna double it? You walked up here and did nothing. Okay, there we go. I was like, don't walk up the stairs and just stare at me, Merida. That's not helpful at all. Okay. I was just up there. You were not up there, bird. Okay. Okay. See you.
Oh gosh, it's getting late.
So I'm still kind of waiting on some of the last objects from Aurora. Oh, good. There's one. Okay, so that gives me 2. So I'm down to needing only 5.
What is with this
And
neighborhood?
I've gotten Laura's window, but the only window of the 3 fairies I've gotten. And I would like to get all 3. Obviously. I want all the things. But I'm thinking about, not right now, but when I finally go back and kind of, I might do like a review of the rooms that I've already decorated when I get to the point where I might want to try and start redecorating some things. And I'm trying to think of where I would put their windows. Like, I kind of feel like the sunroom would make sense. But I don't know. But I do like their windows. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry, when you see the one you need, it's like, quick, get it before it gets away. Let's see if any are down here in the bind. There's usually a ton of birds flying down. I mean, like, it's still the bind, so it's still only the couple of spaces in the bind, but... Okay, at least we're getting some to spawn at all. Maybe it was just because of the lure trap. That's not always true. I have had them be plentiful even with the lure trap full. But it's the Veil, so the Veil likes to misbehave when it comes to resource spawn rate, you know? Oh, I was a little too... Ah! Ah, I almost got both of them. I was like, please give them to me. Oh, he's almost level 5. Look it, look it. Mulan
sure seems happy here.
Well, good. I'm glad Mulan is happy here. That is nice. Huzzah! Ooh. Do I need these? I feel like I probably do. Nice. What do I have to get done tomorrow? Got some shelving to do. I've got to count and measure. I've got 4 different things I've got to measure, 4 different spaces. So, So I've got the stuff that's currently on sale in our regular perpetual sale. I've got the main storage area for the bulk of the sale items. And then I've got a special group of stuff that is kept separate because I have to track it differently. And then anything that's on a cart, like outside of the storage area, and that'll get measured at the very end because I try and account for everything that is currently in the sale. But like next week, I'm not going to give I have a volunteer that helps me price books for the sale, and I'm not going to give her any more new stuff until after the event is over so that I have time to get everything measured, prepped for the sale, counted, you know, like all of that stuff, so that I can gauge not only how many items were sold and how much money was made, but also how much space was gained, because you can sell 300 magazines and they will take up far less space than 50 books might, you know? Because it really just depends on how big they are. So, was it last year? I think it was 2 years ago I started doing a physical measurement just to kind of get a better, like, picture of the benefit to having this big event every year. So, and then I've got to put everything on carts so it's all ready, and then I've already created all my spreadsheets. I actually have cleaned up my spreadsheets because it's been something I've been evolving over the last, this is the 5th year, so I've been evolving it over the last 4 years. And I copied things over and I deleted all the old data, and then I was like, is that everything? Did I actually already complete setting up my spreadsheets? And yeah, I confirmed it all and made sure it was all working the way it was supposed to. And I was like, well, look at me go, setting myself up. So this year I started doing an outline for process documentation so that if somebody were to need to take over any aspect of it, you know, either while I'm still there or after I leave, it'll all be set up. So process documentation is always hard for me to make time to do because I do so much stuff that I manage so many physical things, which are all really labor intensive because, well, managing physical objects and physical spaces, you know, it all sounds good on paper, but, you know, moving books around and managing that kind of stuff is just, it's intense. It's a lot. So it's hard to make time. And I've been trying to at least make outlines of things or like a task checklist. So even if I don't have it fully step by step written out, at least it's recreatable. So, but this is the first job I've had where I've actually had to not only develop and troubleshoot process development, but then also create the supporting documentation for it. And I'm kind of having to try and figure it out on my own, like how to do it all and incorporate it into like regular work. So I'm getting better at it, but it is tough to make time for. And it's nice to have my workflows be repeatable so that every year I can kind of chip away at the mountain of improving how it's done, either streamlining or just documentation. So, but I won't live forever, and I certainly won't be in this job until the end of time, so it is important to gather all the data and make it something that somebody else could do if I wasn't there. I'm just a link in a chain, you know? Alright, did I get enough birds yet? I have no idea. Oh, I might have enough birds. Fantastic. See, I didn't even need to go around to my other lure traps yet. Oh my god, rainbows! Oh my... It'd take a while to go away. At first I was like, are we going to be glitched to where we're just having rainbows coming out of our skirts for the rest of the night? Because that would be awesome. Alright, let's reorder the stories. Fantastic! Yes. There's a Peter Pan. Is it a flag or is it a motif? It was the Jolly Roger, you know? That's not a corner piece. Okay. Are those feet? No, that's a sky with Peter Pan. Okay. It looks like it could be that. All right. You can fly. You can fly, you can fly, you can fly. What is that? That can wait, is what that is. It's the crocodile. That looks like it should go somewhere here. We'll get there. Okay. That looks like it might be it. Perhaps. Nope. What the heck is that? Okay. Ooh. Oh. No. Behave. Okay. Not the hook. Not that hook. What is that? Looks like this one. There we go. And... okay, those go together. Wherever they end up going. It's Wendy's dress. Oh, okay. Well, those go together. I was trying to put it next to this guy. I knew he was close to here because of this water ripple here, but wasn't sure exactly where to go. Okay. Oh, excuse you. Go where I say. Thank you. This whole piece down here looks like it should be something, but... oh, because it's this. There we go. I was like, nothing looks like it's really got that straight of an edge and that right orientation, but I was looking at the piece in the wrong angle. There we go. All right. That is the last puzzle. Huzzah! Oh, I have to click the button. All right, what did you give me? Is this a motif? That's what it looks like. All right, so now I've gone through most of the shadow ones, so I really have to look how many freaking green demon snippets I have. I need to deal with it. Look how many. But I need to start doing more effort to collect the shadow ones, the frog and the bird. So, because I have a feeling that if we get more puzzles, they will be needed for that. New furniture. Okay. Well, let's log it in the furniture menu. Storage. Spreadsheet. There we go. Oh, brain, you're starting to get tired. Oh, because stream is getting close to being done. That's why. We are Jelly Brain. Right, so we can say, huzzah. Jolly Roger flag. Peter Pan and in-game. Yeah, like this standing cello. I'd love to go put it in the music room. So I'm hoping to... that was weird. Why did that do that? Twitch is being weird. Alright, whatever, Twitch. It probably means that my stream is getting split into two separate things, because sometimes it glitches out and like stops and restarts my stream. Don't know why. It's only happened a couple other times, so whatever. But and I don't think it's me. I think it's Twitch. Because everything else stays fine and consistent. And that's the only thing that goes boop like that. So let me see if I still have how can I check that? That's how. All right. Yep. All right. Fixed it. I had to fix my pinned message. Not that it's super critical for the rest of tonight because, well, it's going to be time to wrap it up pretty soon. All right. What I want to do is I want to go ahead and I'm not going to worry about the shadow snippets. What I am going to worry about is, well, that's a lie because here, watch me go after this one. All right. Thank you. I'm going to clear my lure traps. Did my critter level? Did I miss it? Did I autopilot click the button again? Yep. Okay, so that's a couple of sea turtles. I think that means I really should do a fox, because I only have one level 5. Oh, you're level 4, and you're almost done. So maybe I'll do the raccoon, since he's so close, you know? And then, let me check this box up here and make sure I don't have snippets just hiding in this storage. I do. And then I want to do this. Do I have that? I feel like I have that, but is that... Did I actually get a new furniture piece from a critter chest? What the what? I'm down. Is that a rug? I think that's considered a rug. What is it? Sleeping Beauty. Cool. Super rare for me to get something new from that. Oh, you know why? Because it's the, it was the type of sea turtle it was. I bet you that's what it is. Yeah. That's an idea anyway. I don't know for sure. Okay. Are there snippets in here? There is one snippet in here. Don't grab the seeds. You don't need the seeds. Alright. How many snippets can I haul back to my house tonight? It'd be nice to be able to get them all, but I don't know if I can do that. There's a ton of snippets I haven't put away recently. Alright. But yes, I'm not going to fuss right now with the shadow ones. I think that it's probably intentional that the lure traps do not catch the shadow versions, but it sucks. I wish they would, you know? Do I have snippets in here? I do. Fantastic. Alright. I might have to make this, split this up into 2 deposits, essentially. Because what I want to do is I want to try and put the snippets away. Because it'd be really great if some of the chests were already full, and then I could just convert them to storybook points. Speaking of storybook points, because I still need to finish upgrading my slow traps is what I would like to do. Did I look in here already? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for the new stalls. Please and thank you. Particularly here in the Vale. Particularly. With the spawn rate the way it is. Oh my gosh, look at all... I've been hoarding for a minute. Okay, I'm gonna take these home because I can do Mythopia after I take these home. Okay. Oh. That is the 10th floor. But we can go to the 10th floor and not spoil what we've been doing. Is it this side? I think it's actually this other side. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's right. I gave them more space. So now I'm actually not as, you know, far ahead as I originally was. Because I was using just regular size storage boxes before. And now... Oh, look at that, though. Got a ton of green ones. Yeah, I would say I should have a lot in here, too. Alright. Alright, Snippet Love. Let's go do Mythopia. Mythopia, and then depending on where we are at time-wise, I might go ahead and do my new outfit, which will be for next week's Star Path. Yeah, that'll be fine. I was just thinking, oh, I usually use my current outfit for... You know, I usually try and be consistent with, like, the now when it comes to the Dream Snaps video. But I was like, is it going to be weird, like, because that comes out on Friday? I don't know. I'm overthinking things like I like to do. Nice. Oh, I can't believe I got 2 of the 3 bonus ones. That's awesome. Alright, let's see if this shouldn't be anything exciting. He's a regular raccoon. Okay. And then we're going to switch you again. Is anybody else kind of close to level 5? Because that would be nice to just keep on this trend of getting critters to level 5. I think the next thing is probably going to be a... Well, there's the white raccoon. But I don't know if I feel like level 2 is, like, close enough to warrant prioritizing him, you know? Like, I might just want to do a fox. For now. Oh, I passed the foxes. Let's go ahead and do the rainbow fox. For funsies. Alright. Oh, went in the house and now I've got lag. It's so inconvenient to not be able to just go in and out of places as I need without having this lag crap. Squeaky demons. But yes, next week I'll start putting all of my... Because next week I should have everything measured that I'm going to measure. I could start putting things on carts. And then if I, you know, I probably need 5 carts. So if I try and get 1 cart filled up every single day, then it shouldn't take me terribly long. Because I have to be able to... I still have to be able to do... Oh, crap. I still have to be able to do, like, regular shelving and regular processing and all of this stuff. So I can't just drop everything else that I do regularly to only focus on prepping for the event. Okay. I can't remember. Did I look in the chest here? Find out. I usually don't put them in these chests, but just in case. Okay. Fantastic. Oh, was it the green bird that multiplied too? It's the only thing about trying to level your critters while you're, you know, like doing this is that sometimes you miss out on the bonuses because of the level up screen, you know? All right. So this one should be full of stuff. Yep. Go put these guys away. We'll change our outfit. Bye.
Yes! We're like one.
All right. And then, because it'll help me, like, focus on the outfit more. Not having the companion or anything around. Alrighty, alright. Well, I was thinking about doing pants, and pants should not clip,
I could get
theoretically,
used to a place
through the
like
wagon.
this.
Oh, this is the wrong floor. I think it used to be on floor 7. I don't remember now. It's funny. Okay. Demons. I do have a couple that aren't demons, but that's okay. Ooh, look at that. Look how full that one is. All right. So let's... Ooh. Slurking eating dinner. Congrats. Thank you. Finishing those puzzles. Huzzah. Hopefully your dinner is yummy. I made my dinner quick tonight, but I like a chicken, you know, a salad with like chicken on it. So we've been having a lot more salads lately, just all of us, including the kids. It's been helping simplify things. And it's, you know, good for us, right? So, all right. How imbalanced is this? It's fine. I don't need to overthink it. Okay. The meatballs were good. I like meatballs, but I feel like my husband always wants to use like a spicy something in it, and I just get burnt out on the spicy. I think it's also because I've become more prone to heartburn as I've gotten older, and it's just like, I don't want to deal with that. Got a decent amount of green ones saved up. Mom used balsamic glaze on them. Sounds good. Wonder if I should suggest that to my husband. We usually do, like, you know, meatballs with spaghetti and stuff. Like a red sauce. Very rarely do we have them differently than that. So, I might have to say, hey, you want to change it up? Try a balsamic glaze. My husband's the cook, so. I have to, I don't know, it's not really like I have to do anything. It's just like, I don't like putting pressure on what I think he should make because I'm not the one having to make it, you know? The meatballs were small. That's all right, though. Still tastes good. We went out to, there's an Italian restaurant in town where they served these giant meatballs, and they were like this big. They looked like a freaking softball. It was crazy. I think we all four of us shared one. And then we still had a second one that we took home. Okay, was I cooking something? I'm not cooking something. Why did I stop here? I know why I did stuff. Okay, how many? I've got 317 pink ones and 17 red ones. Okay, this is the wrong table. Oh, I just redid the space with my workbench. And then I didn't even use it, even though I was standing right there. Old habits die hard. Okay, this is not how we do things. This is not how we do things. Where is the red demon? I had 17 of them. Is that right? And then the pink ones, I had like 317. Oh, but it's 3 sets of 99 plus 20. That's what it is. I don't have to keep actual count. Okay, so 1, 2... 3. Am I the sous chef in the kitchen? No. I am the customer in the front of house. I might be part of front of house staff. And I might be the dessert chef. Depending on what the dessert is. I like to bake. Pastry chef? I don't know if I'd be a... maybe. I am definitely more of a science while cooking versus like feeling while cooking, which I feel like a lot of cooking is, and baking is definitely more measuring in science. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. But if I have to kind of like taste and touch and add and, you know, account for nuance, I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna screw it up because I've done that. I've screwed things up before and gone, oh no. Okay. All right, we're gonna shut up, Donald. Holy cow. You and your freak out. All right, I'm gonna go in here because it's a nice blank space. So the first thing I want to do is I want to take off my wings. See, this is why I was saying it was a shame. Because I was thinking about doing something with these wings. They're so freaking pretty. But if I'm going to use Bing Bong's wagon as a glider for a bit, I don't know if I want wings while I'm doing that. Okay, so we're thinking about retro. We're thinking about Inside Out, and we're thinking about kind of summer into fall. So let's start with some pants, maybe. Let's just do simple pants for now. And maybe let's look at halter tops. Let's I think they're called crops in this instead of halters. Crop. Something kind of bright. Oh, you know what I could do? I could do blue and yellow for sadness and joy. Stream style and the new star path. Do you like Donald or Mickey? I don't know. They're both cute. I only caught like the briefest glimpse. So let's see. New star path style Mickey and Donald. Let me see if that'll pull up some. Didn't give me exactly what I wanted. I like the little like concession looking Donald. I thought that was very cute, but I remember thinking Mickey looked really cute too. Let me see. Oh no, it's gonna give me a video. No, thank you. I do not want that. So I don't know. I don't like picking favorites. I like them both, and I'm kind of glad that they're getting some new styles. Although there's still a lot of characters that don't have any secondary outfit. So sometimes when they give characters that already have other outfits, more outfits, it's kind of like, but what about, you know, these other characters? I'm, you know, hopeful that they'll get them too at some point. Okay, so let's start with a blue and yellow base and just see where that takes us. So let's go to hair. Could we do something really funky and do like a blue and yellow together? Oh, look at that. I don't want to do this short hairstyle again, but I like the way that's mixing. It's almost like a purple there. That's kind of weird. You would think it would be more green. I mean, it's a muted color. Kind of closer to like a grayish purple, but it's an interesting blend. You would think it would be green. Yeah. Wear black pants and a denim jacket. I don't know if I want to do long sleeves though. I feel like I kind of want like when it gets late in the summer, it could still be hot. So like pants might be okay, but like a long sleeve and a pant might be too much. But maybe. I might do black shorts and a denim jacket, and that way it's like, you know, kind of still that kind of same idea where it's like long sleeves but short pants, I guess. It's funny how some of them blend and some of them are just like, what's the other one that's like that? Is it this one? Where it's just like, yeah, it kind of has some blendy parts, but then it's very stark. And it doesn't necessarily have to be these shades right now, but I'm just trying to see what kind of blend we're gonna get with the different hairstyles. Like, that's kind of cute. I could always reverse it too. It doesn't have to be blue on top, yellow on bottom. In fact, let's try, ooh, yellow and blue. Ooh, that's weird. Such a weird, like, muted color right there. I don't know if I like that one better, though. Okay, I feel like I skipped some hairs. Kind of feel like I like the blue on top better than the yellow on top. That's interesting. I don't know if I want to do candy. I really love these pigtails, but I wish I could have a variation without the candy in it. Because I just love how big they are. My hair will never be like that. I have very, very fine hair. And so volume is definitely not my thing. And as much as I love this hair, I don't think that's the right vibe for me this go round. Ooh, I don't like that blend at all. Okay. I think it might be that one hair. It's not something I choose regularly, but I kind of like the way the blue and yellow look together in it. Why won't you back out, please? There we go. My zoom in and out wasn't working. Let's see. Kind of. Stop not letting me zoom in and out. I'm torn. I'm torn about it. I think I'm being too indecisive. Just pick a hair, woman. I could always... What I could do is I could kind of play around with it tonight and then think about it. And then if I decide to change my mind, I could change my mind. Okay. So do we want... Do we want to go like the full blue, yellow everywhere? We could do that. I don't know if I want to do that. Let's do... I don't know if it really matters. Don't look at her shoulder. Oh, is my face covering everything? No, I moved my camera. It used to be my face cam would block everything, but oh God, I clicked the wrong button. Please do not misbehave. Oh. Is it misbehaving? No, it's fine. Okay, I was like, oh no! There, it makes it look almost kind of greenish. Which is honestly what I thought was going to happen to the hair, and then it didn't do that. Okay. So do I want to do something really big and fancy on her eyes? We could just run with this whole blue and yellow thing. That's kind of fun. Nope, I liked it better the other way. I don't usually do like really bright eye color. If I do something like this or eyeshadow, I usually like tone it down like that, but I kind of like the idea of making it a little over the top. Because the Inside Out characters are such really bold, bright colors and shapes and stuff, it makes me kind of want to lean into that a little bit. Oh, that's no. Not that. How about... Whoa, that's kind of wild. All right. I mean, we could match the yellow. But no, I don't like that. All right. This one was kind of interesting. Let's reverse it and see what it looks like. Was it that one? Let's stick with this one for now. All right, so that's eyeballs. Eyeballs and hair. And now let's go ahead and do the mouth. Bing Bong's wagon is red. So maybe we lean into the red a little bit. And it's kind of primary too, like yellow, red, and blue. Do we want to go for a shiny lip this time? I don't know if I like the kind of purpley red. Let's do... Nope, I don't really care for the shiny lipsticks. Is it too much? I think it's too much. Tone it down a little bit more. Show me your face. Okay. Jaw. I think I kind of want to go back to having freckles again. Do I have blush on? I think I do. Let's go ahead and take that off. I'm kind of feeling a little bit more of a blush-free existence. I want to keep this birthmark. Nope, that's not where it lives. Yeah, I could do without it. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go look at, let's do, that's not how we do things. Let's do blue, yellow, and white. We could potentially add some touches of red to kind of tie into the wagon. Not that we have to, but... Oh, I don't want to look at all. What am I doing? Okay, so let's look at pants. Oh, I know what I'm doing for fall this year. Okay. That's not right now. It's later. Didn't we have a pair of black pants? Nope. Like, aren't they like Dream Snaps pants? Are they not? Oh, I picked white, not black. That makes a big old difference, doesn't it? It's funny. All right. I'm like, where are they? We could try them. I kind of like the blue jeans, though. Let's look for a jacket. Nope. Nope. I don't know why I did that. It's not like I'm gonna wear this either. Okay. So we could do, let's look at the shorts. I think that's okay. Oh my, those are... Most of them are such high-waisted anymore that it's kind of funny to see them be short and low-cut. I think I liked the jeans, though. Are there other colors of blue jeans? I kind of like these being bright, though. They remind me a little bit more of both Joy and Sadness, because Joy's hair is blue, and then Sadness is obviously blue. But I don't necessarily need it to be exactly like them, you know? I do like a boot cut. Well, let's see what shoes we're looking at, and then maybe that'll inform whether or not we want a boot cut or a skinny. Oh, those are cute. What do they look? That hides the bow. I might have to do that. What's the top look like for that then? I don't know. I don't know if I like that as much. Is there something else I'm not remembering? Nope. I like the shoe though. Oh, no. Take that off. I wish this was a little bit less of a mustardy yellow and more of like a sunny yellow, you know? Are any of these stripy tees working for me? Like, this is the right yellow color for me. Well, maybe this is almost a little bit too bright. But like somewhere between this and this. I'm so picky. This is the one I'm wearing. Okay. Like, this would be cute in a tee. Because this is about the shade I'm thinking of. Yellow House of Dreams. You know, I never pick any of these kind of logo shirts. Like, very, very rarely. I feel like I might have worn this a little bit. Or, like, the purple one. I still think I like the crop top the best for this particular time of year. If it was like September already, I feel like this wouldn't be quite what I was looking for. What are the skirts like? Anything that screams at me? Hey, do this. Nope. Okay. So I'm really tempted by these shoes. I wish this yellow went with this top a little bit better. Because I feel like it's been a minute since I've put her in heels. I've been doing a lot of barefoot. Those are okay. No. Did I do sandals last as well? I like the fact that the skinny jeans are hiding the tops, because some of these shoes have like a really fancy thing that goes on at the ankles, and that is definitely, I'm not looking for fancy. I'm definitely looking for a little bit more casual. Again, these yellows don't really go. I feel like this yellow goes the best, like this kind of gold heel. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so now I might have to change her yellow just because the rest of the yellow is not really... I'm still not convinced about this hair. I might have to think about it. Because, I mean, if she's blue and yellow everywhere else, I don't necessarily think it has to be in her hair, too. It's just kind of fun to mess around with. Mess around with different color combinations than just things that flow into each other really easily, which is usually what I go with. But I'm trying to, like, push myself to try different things to just see if I can come up with stuff that's like, oh, I never would have thought to put that together, and here we are, putting some kind of weird stuff together. That's cute. I also thought about the Oswald hat because it's that really bright blue. Oh, but it's got those ears. I forgot. Oh, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. All right. I'll think about a hat as I think about the hair. Because I kind of like this fedora, but... Alright. So now what else? I think I can reset the filters. And then... Did I wear glasses last time? I did not wear glasses last time. Maybe I should think about glasses. Oh, I kind of like the blue shades. I don't use shades a lot. It kind of negates the eyeshadow that I was just messing around with, but... It's kind of interesting. Let me see your face. Well, let me see all of your face. Thank you. Let's see. Anything else that screams at me? This is the one? Not particularly. Okay. Earrings. Oh, you know what I was thinking about doing? I was thinking of doing, like, her jewelry and... accessories and stuff in red. But there isn't a ton of red. Those are way too fancy for what I'm thinking about. Not quite. I don't really like it with this hair. Do I want to go for silver this time? I feel like I've been doing some more. Well, no, that's not true. The last outfit I did was pretty cool toned. So... Are all the necklaces like that? So no necklace then. Unless I wanted to do like a scarf or like an accessory thing. Don't really want to do that. That almost works for me. It almost works. Okay, how long am I taking? Okay, I'm taking too long. So I need to... I don't know. Kind of like that. I'm gonna think about that. I don't wear kerchiefs a lot, like scarves and stuff like that. Okay, what else do I need to look at? I need to look at her bracelets. I don't know if I want to do one of those. I feel like I always choose like the simple bracelets too. Maybe I could pick a watch this time. gold and purple. Ornate blue wristwatch. A gold mariner's watch. I don't know, kind of like that. I don't really pick watches that often, so maybe I will. Alright, and then rings or gloves? Probably not gloves. I also tend to pick really simple rings as well. Although that looks like kind of like a lot on one arm, you know? I wish you could switch which arms and hands things were on. Do I want nails? That seems a little much. Sure. Let's just leave it for now and see how we feel about it later. Okay, is that everything? Not a companion. I haven't been adding a companion to my regular outfit as of late because I've been working on leveling the critters. So let me look at the color real quick again and see if I can. None of those look quite right, though. All right, I'm gonna go to the bottom and see if there's like something at the bottom that I forgot to look at. I do think this combination is interesting, like the highlights in it is interesting. It's not great for this particular combo. What does Joy's hair look like? Do we actually have a hairstyle that looks kind of like Joy? Hers is kind of really short and spiky, though. Joy, inside out. Yeah, it's short and spiky. Sadness is definitely different than that, too. What the? That was not what I meant to do. Isn't that interesting? I don't know if I like it with the yellow. But... oh, crap. I didn't mean to do that. It's a lot of blue. And then it's a lot of yellow. Please let me zoom out. Thank you. It's really, really big there. All right. Give me the color combination I had before. Is that it? Yeah. I think I'm really trying to make this blue and yellow work, and I don't know if I'm able to pull it off. So if I don't make her blue and yellow, I don't know if I want to have, like, I feel like right now, like, let's take away her hair altogether. She's already kind of got yellow, blue, yellow, blue. So I don't know if I want to give her just yellow or just blue hair, you know? Like, I feel like I should pick a different color altogether. You know what? Why don't we try, like a you know, like a reddish brown? And it might tie in a little bit with Bing Bong. I do this ponytail a lot. Maybe keep it blonde for Riley. Yeah. The problem I'm having with the blonde in particular is that I don't like the yellow next to the shirt. Like, it's really bugging me, like, how close they are in color without being quite... And I think it's me being, like, nitpicky. You know what? Riley is not, like, a yellow blonde. Like, it's a kind of brownish blonde. Let's see. Riley from Inside Out. I mean, it is yellow, but it's not, like... Let me see her face. Give me her face. Well, it is pretty blonde. But maybe I could do something a little bit more... It's a little bit too brown. Because her hair is also kind of like this. I'm overthinking it. It's partially because I'm getting tired, too. I don't like that, though. And her hair is not like that. Her hair is a little bit more... straight. That is not it. Like, that's not bad as far as, like, similar styles to what I'm looking at in the pictures next to me. She's got a little bit of bang. But her hair is not this short. Doesn't mean I have to mimic it completely. Maybe I make her more of a blonde like this and worry less about whether or not it's going with this shirt. And not make her hair quite so yellow. Nope, that's wrong. I love this hair so much. This hair makes a beautiful ombre. You know what? I could get behind the braids. It's not really Riley's hairstyle, but I haven't used them yet. I used them in a dream snap, but I haven't used them as a hairstyle. I wish this was a t-shirt. I'm gonna say it again. I wish it was a t-shirt. And the other thing I wish I could do is, like, because we can wear skirts and pants together, I wish I could wear this with pants. That's something I would do. That's something I would have done as a teenager, 100%. Okay, so the question is, do I want to have a graphic on there and have it be a little bit brighter of a yellow? I'm going to go with this. I'm going to go with this, and I'm just going to commit. My brain is melting. It's after time. I need to commit. And we'll find out if I kept it this way or if I dickered more and decided to make changes. But for now, we are at least going with blue and yellow for next week's update. And, oh, what else do I need to do? I need to do a glider. Okay, it is currently like that. So now we're gonna, you know what? There's part of me that really wants to preserve this one that's marked current right now. Because honestly, I was obsessed. It was so pretty. But I'm gonna overwrite it. All right, we have overwritten our preset. All right. So. Oh, am I running out of things? Let's see how she looks like gliding around in like this. Oh. I have to remember to hit exit to get out of the building. She looks cute with her little pigtails moving in the wind. Trying to be able to see her. Okay. I can get behind it. And I've got time to fix it fix it, change it. There we go. It's not necessarily broken. Just, I feel like I'm overthinking it because I'm tired. So, let's see. Woo, woo, woo. Don't swing the camera around, woman. Okay, so streaming on Sunday. Should be Dinkum. Streaming next week for the update, obviously. I do get two... No, I shouldn't have any interruptions as far as Dreamlight Valley is concerned, because I don't have anything until late in September that's a conflict for Thursday night, unless things come up for school, which is always possible once school gets going. The only interruption I have coming up is the 31st of August, because I will be working that day. So there will be no stream on that Sunday, but it's a Dinkum stream. So if you don't watch those, then you won't feel an interruption. But thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed your time here. Don't forget to do the thumbs up and follow, subscribe if you enjoy being here and want to feed the algorithm monster. And yeah. No, my kids start on Monday. So we did back to school night tonight. So that was a little chaotic. And it's over now and we survived. But thank you so much for being here with me. I hope you have a lovely day, nighttime, wherever you are, whenever you are. And I will see you next time. Bye.